It's 1960, and Japan is navigating the aftermath of World War II. The country is caught between old traditions and rapid modernization. Change is everywhere, and the tension is impossible to ignore. But while others saw uncertainty, one photographer saw art. Through his lens, he captured the hidden truths of a society in transition, blurring the lines between reality and emotion. Who was this visionary, and what set him apart as Japan's most iconic street photographer? Daido Moriyama was born in Osaka, Japan, in 1938, a time of immense turmoil and uncertainty as Japan grappled with the aftermath of war and economic hardship. His family frequently relocated due to his father's work in the insurance industry, a pattern that left young Daido with a persistent sense of instability and disconnection. This constant uprooting not only disrupted his childhood, but also fostered an early awareness of impermanence, a theme that would deeply influence his art. But it was a more personal tragedy that left the deepest mark on Moriyama's life. His twin brother died when they were just 1 year old. Moriyama later reflected on this loss, describing himself as a duplicate without an original. This haunting idea of absence, of something missing, became a recurring motif in his work, shaping the way he saw and captured the world through his lens. As Moriyama grew up, Japan itself was undergoing a seismic transformation. The country was rebuilding from the devastation of World War II, rapidly modernizing under the shadow of Western influence. Traditional values were clashing with industrialization, and cities expanded at an unprecedented pace. For Moriyama, this environment wasn't just a backdrop, it was a catalyst for his creativity. The fragmented, chaotic urban landscape mirrored his own inner feelings of instability, and photography became his way of making sense of it all. Through his camera, Moriyama began to document the raw, unfiltered reality of a nation in flux. His early work wasn't just personal. It was a reflection of a country struggling to find its identity amidst profound change. He saw beauty in what others might dismiss as mundane or chaotic, capturing moments that revealed the vulnerability, resilience, and transformation of post-war Japan. In the 1960s, Japan was in the middle of an economic boom, but not everyone celebrated this progress. A group of radical artists formed the Provoke movement, rejecting traditional photography in favor of raw, confrontational images. Moriyama joined their ranks, using photography as a tool to provoke thought and emotion. His 1968 photo book, Japan, a Photo Theater, captured the gritty underbelly of urban life, street workers, drifters, and the hidden corners of a rapidly modernizing society. But it was his 1972 work, Farewell Photography, that truly shocked the art world. The photos were grainy, blurry, and chaotic. Some called it incomprehensible, others called it revolutionary. Was this a rebellion against perfection, or just chaos for chaos's sake? Let us know in the comments. Moriyama's philosophy is simple. Photography isn't about capturing what you see, it's about capturing what you feel. He's famous for his art bokeh style, grainy, blurry, and out of focus. These weren't accidents. They were deliberate choices to reflect the imperfections of life. As he once said, photography is not about capturing what is visible, it's about capturing what is hidden. This idea reshaped how we understand the emotional depth of an image. Take his iconic image, Stray Dog, for example. It's not just a dog in an alley. It's a symbol of loneliness, survival, and the rawness of urban existence. Moriyama also embraced spontaneity, often shooting from the hip without looking through the viewfinder. This unpredictability made his work feel alive, like the camera itself was reacting to the world. He once described his approach simply, "My approach is not intellectual. I shoot instinctively." This natural, unfiltered process revealed moments of raw truth and beauty, showing us that imperfection isn't just acceptable, it's essential. Moriyama's influence didn't stop in Japan. His work has been exhibited in major galleries worldwide, from the Tate Modern in London to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. In 2019, he won the Hasselblad Award, often called the Nobel Prize of Photography, solidifying his legacy as one of the most groundbreaking photographers of his time. But Moriyama didn't just influence photographers. Artists like Andy Warhol and William Klein saw parallels in his work, particularly his ability to capture the raw energy of urban life. His philosophy wasn't about precision or perfection, it was about feeling. For me, photography is not a means by which to create beautiful art, but a unique way of encountering genuine reality, Moriyama once said. His images weren't about what was in front of the camera, they were about the emotion and chaos behind it. Even today, his approach resonates in a world dominated by polished, filtered images. Social media feeds are carefully curated, yet Moriyama's work reminds us that imperfections tell a more honest story. Perhaps that's why his raw, unfiltered style still feels so powerful decades later. What do you guys think? Does his approach to photography still hold relevance in the digital age? Share your thoughts below. Today, at over 80 years old, Daido Moriyama remains a creative force. He's transitioned to color photography, exploring new ways to capture the vibrancy of urban life. But his core philosophy hasn't changed. Embrace imperfection and focus on the emotion behind the image. For aspiring photographers, Moriyama is a reminder that you don't need expensive gear or perfect shots to make something meaningful. What matters is your perspective, how you see the world, and the story you want to tell. As Moriyama once said, photography is not about capturing what is visible. It's about capturing what's hidden. In a world where so much remains unseen beneath the surface, this idea challenges us to look beyond appearances and seek the deeper truths within every moment. Daido Moriyama showed us that art isn't about perfection. It's about emotion, storytelling, and daring to break the rules. If his journey inspired you, let us know in the comments. Do you agree with the title? Is he Japan's most iconic street photographer? If you enjoyed this video, please support us by hitting subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.